There's something different happening with Kendrick Lamar right now. With the release of his new Luther video, we're not just looking at a celebration of his success or some standard music video release. What Kendrick just dropped is layered, complex, and packed with signals. It feels more like a short film or a coded message than a regular rollout. And if you've been paying attention, this isn't just another win for Kendrick, it's a clear message about what's coming next. And from the way it's all unfolding, it looks like Luther isn't just a follow-up to his recent success. It might be the start of something much bigger. Let's get into it. From the moment Luther dropped, fans started decoding it like it was a mystery box. And honestly, that's exactly what Kendrick wanted. This video isn't just a victory lap for him and SZA, it's a sequel to the original GNX trailer. And if you remember how that trailer teased everything we're seeing now, then Luther is the beginning of whatever's coming next. Now we already know Kendrick has more music on the way. He's been working, locked in. And if you've been following closely, you know that some of the people who worked on GNX have hinted at unreleased songs. That alone tells us there's a lot more cooking behind the scenes. But let's not jump too far ahead, because what's really wild about this Luther video is how many layers it has. At first glance, it's just Kendrick doing what Kendrick does. Visually stunning, beautifully directed, emotionally charged. But when you break it down, frame by frame, this video might be one of the most detailed pieces of storytelling hip-hop has seen in years. Let's start with the GNX itself. This car has now shown up 4 times across Kendrick's visual universe, in trailers, videos, performances. Last time we saw it, he dropped an album. Then he followed it with one of the biggest Super Bowl performances ever. Every time that GNX shows up, something major follows, and this time it's covered in red. Now that might seem small to some people, but if you've been tracking the color palette of this era, blue has been the dominant tone. Kendrick's been showing up in blue outfits, blue hats, even the lighting has leaned blue, but now, out of nowhere, that GNX is covered in red. That's not an accident. Kendrick doesn't move like that. Red always signals a shift, a change in direction. And that moment in the video where he gestures toward the GNX, where the cover drapes over it like a curtain, it feels like a transition is happening right in front of us. And look, this wouldn't be the first time Kendrick has hidden messages like this. In the Family Ties video, he teased Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers long before anyone knew what was coming. The GNX visuals? Same deal. And now with Luther, we're seeing the same set, the same room, from the original trailer. But now, it's expanded. We're seeing new angles, new corners. We're literally being shown more of the world. That visual expansion matters. It's not just aesthetic, it's narrative. Because Kendrick doesn't just drop songs, he builds universes. And when we go back to how TPAB told its story in layers, in chapters, Luther feels like the visual version of that. It's unfolding, piece by piece. But maybe the most important moment, when we see only one GNX. In earlier visuals, there were clearly 2 GNX cars, but now one is gone, or maybe it's covered. Either way, that duality Kendrick's been playing with might be shifting. Maybe one side of the story is over. Maybe that's why the red cover is there, to signal the end of one arc and the start of another. And just as crazy, we already know Kendrick has filmed another video. People have spotted the GNX outside, which will be the first time in this era that the car shows up in a different location. And that's important, because this whole time, the GNX has been trapped in that same set. So seeing it outside, that's movement, that's freedom, that's progress. But here's where it really gets interesting. That room Kendrick steps out of near the end of Luther. It's giving Mr. Moral. The color, the layout, it mirrors the vibe of that album. But even deeper than that, it feels like a nod to something else entirely. Dr. Melfi's office from The Sopranos. If you've seen that show, you already know those therapy scenes with Tony Soprano were some of the deepest in the series. And Mr. Morale, that was Kendrick's therapy session album. Could Kendrick be visually connecting those two eras? I know it might sound like a reach, but with Kendrick, nothing is ever random. Every chair, every outfit, every camera angle means something. And when you're operating on the level he is, storytelling doesn't just happen in the lyrics, it's in the set design, the lighting, the transitions between scenes. So where does that leave us? Here's what's clear. Kendrick isn't done, not even close. This Luther video is the pivot point. It's telling us that the GNX story isn't over. It's just evolving. Whether it's a deluxe, a GNX2, a side B, or a completely new project, Kendrick is setting up the next chapter. And based on the clues in this video, we might be getting it very soon. For the fans who've been locked in from the beginning, this is the payoff. For the ones just tuning in, this is your moment to catch up. Because Kendrick Lamar is building something legendary right now. And when the next piece drops, you'll want to be ready. So stay tapped in, because whatever Kendrick is about to drop next, it's going to shift the genre, again. If you caught any other Easter eggs in the Luther video, drop them in the comments. Let's figure this puzzle out together. And if you're hyped for what's next from Kendrick, hit that like button and subscribe. We're just getting started.